Haley, and welcome to the Tyrant's Legendary Walkthrough for Halo 5 Guardians. This next mission, Mission 3, is called Glassed, where you're going to be riding an orbital elevator for the first time in the Halo series and meeting Governor Sloan, a complete dickhead, and helping him in the process for his Meridian colony. So, good luck with that, guys.
I tried to warn you this was happening. Cortana is no longer an asset, Captain. She is a danger. She has access to the Forerunner domain, a galaxy-spanning network
Cortana's
that
alive?
allows her to control whatever devices caused this damage.
How is she?
Master Chief believes she contacted him.
What? No. John must not speak to her.
He's gone in search of her.
You let him go?
How is it
Nobody lets the chief do anything. He does what he wants.
Until 0631 this morning, when he was declared absent without leave.
This isn't about the Master
John
Chief.
is not equipped emotionally to deal with her as a threat.
Hey! Is anyone gonna answer me?
You're out of line, Roland.
Yes, sir, but so is everyone else. You created Cortana, Doc, and now you're throwing her out the airlock with these accusations.
Roland!
You think she tricked the Master Chief into abandoning his post? Respectfully, sir, to what end? Why is Cortana the problem? Because she refused to die when she was supposed to?
You're okay with this? Not just another target, you know.
Every target is just another target, Buck.
Yeah. For you, maybe. I loved being an ODST. Just point and shoot. None of this gray area BS. I mean, how are we even supposed to bring them in? Ask politely?
No.
The hell?
Armor restraint. Short-circuit their suit systems.
The lock. Every other Spartan, every soldier, when they hear about this, they're gonna hate us. You know that, right?
You're not the only one here because of him.
The Covenant blasted this planet in 48. It was a UNSC colony then, but we never came back. Run by a private corp now, chipping away the glass, making her livable.
Why are we taking a long way down?
Because it's polite. Grew up on an indie colony like Meridian. Folks out here don't take well to the UNSC landing in the middle of town. Tend to see it as an act of aggression.
Speaking of acts of aggression,
Those are Forerunner ships. What the hell are Forerunners doing here?
Maybe we're not the only ones here for the Master Chief.
Whoever the hell is on my elevator, identify yourself.
This is Spartan Jameson Locke, UNSC.
A lot of you.
To whom am I speaking?
This is Governor Sloan, and you.
Governor didn't seem to want our help.
Well, he's gonna get it anyway.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Tyrant's Halo 5 Guardians Legendary Walkthrough. Didn't expect a new video this fast, did you? This is the mission Glass. It is the third mission in the game. And it is quite a relief to play this after the horrid experience I had on Argent Moon. Unfortunately, you were back in the shoes of Spartan Locke instead of the Master Chief, and you were fighting Promethean instead of Covenant. So there are lots of ways to do this mission. There are a lot of skips if you choose to do them, and hello, ladies. So for this first bit right here, as soon as the door opens, I'm going to go ahead and take out these initial crawlers. You can run past them if you'd like to. I just prefer to take less damage. And we're going to head over here to the left, to the tower over here. There are snipers at the top. First, we're going to see if we can get past here without taking too much damage. And I see you've got your back turned, buddy. And, oh, that's what I'm talking about. All right, so we're going to move up these stairs as quickly as possible. You sprint and thrust. Going to go up here at the top. Now, you can stand here and fight this out. Go ahead and take the sniper. There is a generator right here. Take that out for the gate to open. Stay up here for just a minute because there are Prometheans right below you, just to the right. I saw a comment in my last video to please fight out all of the battles here, and I will say this, I will do it if I think it's in the best interest of the walkthrough. Keep in mind that these walkthroughs are not for entertainment so much as they are for educational purposes. So that jump I did right there, you can technically get over this gate before you open it. There's no real advantage to it, but I've seen people do it. So I hide over here in that little alcove right there, that little dent in the wall, if you will, dent in the rocks, and wait for my Spartans to arrive, wait for that gate to drop, and then I jump into the Warthog right here with at least one Spartan on the gunner seat, and look at my fly driving right there. We're just going to race through this. Again, if you want to sit here and try to fight out with Prometheans, great. I really am not too fond of them as opposed to the Covenant, and boom! Double hit and run right there. So I'm kind of doing this more in protest. I did hear that they were trying to phase out the Covenant, or at least I get that impression, especially from the mission Sinayan, where they said that that was the last of the Covenant. Please do not leave the Covenant out of Halo 6. They are an integral part of the series. So you can technically skip this section. You see that ledge up there? There are ways to get to it. I'm terrible at it, so I haven't been able to personally, but you can do that to skip the gate if you'd like to. The only real advantage there is you miss the spawns of the initial Prometheans on the bridge on the other side. But since I am having a lot of trouble doing that, my solution is to approach it differently. So as you can see, I kicked out my Spartan there. Reason being, if you have one in the gunner seat, you attract a lot more attention, and the Prometheans on the other side can drive and operate the Warthog, and that includes the chain gun. If I drive on my own, I am far less likely to get hit. As you can see, that went by pretty smoothly. Well, spoke a little too soon, but still very light damage in comparison to what it could have been, and you can get shredded pretty easily. So head over here to the left. I'm trying to keep my Warthog intact so I can get to the final area of this mission quicker, and whoops. I'm not throwing those grenades on purpose. I'm using bumper jumper, and my finger keeps slipping up on the trigger. So once you jump up here, smash through this grating, and you have a Scorpion tank available to you. So what I'm going to try to do here is hop in quickly, jump out, allow my Spartans to take operative of it. If my Warthog's still available, I can use that to speed rush the rest of the area, and I don't think that's going to be possible, but it would keep basically my tank from being shredded before I get to the final, what I call stop zone. The stop zone basically is where you have to eliminate all enemies before you can proceed. Since that did not work, apparently, I'm guessing my Spartans tried to hijack the Warthog and use it, and it got shredded. So first you've got a couple of stationary turrets, or Forerunner ones, mind you. You've got two of them up here, and you've got one over there to the right, in addition to this Knight and Crawlers. Take your time here. You really want to keep your Scorpion in the best shape possible for this last battle that we're about to approach. I try to approach it without any burning at all, and no, that is not what she said. But I do try to approach it without the tank taking too much damage, because you will be fighting lots of waves of enemies, so try to be careful here if you can't get the Warthog. If you can get the Warthog, you can drive straight up, and the your allies will teleport the tank to you in basically perfect condition. So we're trying to take it slow, hang back. The Scorpion tank, as powerful as it is, still can go down on Legendary fairly easily due to the amount of firepower that is on you. especially when you're dealing with soldiers with heavy weapons or Promethean knights. I will give credit where credit is due. At least you do not see knights nearly as much in this game, and they are far less powerful than they were in Halo 4. Thank you, 343 Industries. Still, as a whole, I find the Prometheans rather boring to fight as opposed to the Covenant. They can just warp in, spread out, rinse and repeat. It's a little frustrating. I think they can be better implemented into the game in terms of how they enter, kind of like the Covenant do with dropships and whatnot. The Covenant seemed to be a little bit more organic than the Prometheans, and yes, I know that's true in a literal sense, but I meant more in terms of gameplay. So this is the final area right here. Move up a little bit. You're already going to have some Prometheans in this area. Now, some people try to fight this at the gate that's on the opposite side right there. I choose not to do that, because if you do that, you're trapped. I like to stay in the back of this area. Granted, you do not have high ground to your advantage, but in my opinion, that's actually kind of a good thing, because that's less places for the Prometheans to hide. But the nice thing about doing this is you can back up if you're getting too overwhelmed. Now, if you try to exit this area too far out, you will get that return to battlefield message, which means if you stay there too long, your tank will blow up and you will die. So just make sure that, I mean, that's fine as long as you don't stay there too long, but it gives you a chance to sort of back up, recover your shields, maybe get a better focus on what you're trying to shoot at. But here we have multiple waves of Prometheans warping in. It's primarily just going to be crawlers and soldiers, and I believe there's 2 or 3 knights that spawn as well. But they all spawn up there, only a couple spawn close to you. So this is actually a very good location. Now, it's okay to have your other 2 Spartans here on the tank, but really what you want to do is there's a Warthog over there on the left where you see that Promethean soldier. I don't know if it's an advanced Promethean soldier. It's a higher ranking one for sure. You can tell by the way its head looks. Sorry guys. So there's a Warthog right behind where he is, and if you can get your Spartans to get inside of it, and again, that's what she said. But if you can get your Spartans to get inside of it, you'll have another vehicle with another chain gun working to your advantage, further distracting the Prometheans and having a lot more effective firepower. Also, just so you know, at the gate there is a stationary Gauss gun. That's pretty cool. But keep in mind, when you're using that weapon, you're either standing completely still and open to complete annihilation, or you can detach it and just be all that much slower. So that is an option. If you do decide to hang up by the gate over there, eventually the colonists will take control of the turrets and will help you out. Again, it does take a while. There are lots of waves here, similar in some ways to the ending battle on the mission Blue Team. Lots of waves, nowhere to really go. You just have to fight it out. Try not to let the Promethean soldiers get anywhere near your tank, by the way, because they can hijack it. Well, I don't mean necessarily hijack it, but they can beat it to death. Found that out the hard way. Did not know that. It's been a while since I played this mission. So again, I just kind of hang back a little bit. Sometimes you'll have crawlers sort of hanging out. Don't be afraid to explore a little bit, but make sure you have an exit route as well, just in case you get overwhelmed. This path over here on the left is a little bit safer than the one on the right, just FYI, just because there's a lot more space for you to move around. A lot less places for the Prometheans to be, because if you look over there on the right-hand side, there are ledges where the soldiers can hang out. We saw that a little bit earlier with the incineration cannon soldiers. I don't know if there's another name for them. I'll just call them soldier majors, or yeah, I think that works. Or soldier ultras. Yeah, I think that might work a little bit better. So we'll call them ultras. So now, right now, we're just sort of taking pot shots. There's still a couple of crawlers hanging out. I'm not sure exactly how many waves there are here, but there are quite a few. And I just like to make sure I keep my distance between myself and them. That way I keep my tank in good shape and have unlimited tank power to finish these guys off. The soldiers are still pretty frustrating to fight, how they kind of teleport and jump around. Not a big fan of their current build. Hopefully in the next game, if they're going to be in it, I'm assuming they probably are, they do that a lot less. I am I've said in previous videos that I have terrible aim, so do not let this surprise you if I miss an enemy that's right in front of me. You know, I keep reiterating that I am disabled. I am blind in my, or legally blind in my right eye, among other things. So I do prefer strategy over skill because that's really my only option. But as you can see, they got that warthog right there, and they're helping mop up the Prometheans. And like I said, as long as you keep your tank in relatively okay shape, you should be fine. The top part is burning right now, and that's basically the first stage in its destruction. The next is you see a lot more of the tank burning. At that point, your tank is in critical condition, and you've got to be super careful. But that's why I tend to hang back there. I found that to be basically a lot more effective just to sit in the back of the area and shell out that way. At the very least, you have a place to retreat to if need be. But having your other two Spartans in that other Warthog right there, or in that Warthog, makes this area a lot easier. Of course, you can also see when the Prometheans are about to teleport into that blue light. If you time it right, you can hit the center of that ball of light with the tank shell and get them as they spawn. And sometimes even kill all of them with just one shot. Typically, I'm not quite that accurate, or my timing's a little off, so it's not quite that simple for me. But again, as long as you just keep in mind where they're spreading out to, keep a watch out, you should be relatively okay. The crawlers here primarily just shoot, it looks like light rifles, or no, I'm sorry, not light rifles, the other thing, bolt shots and suppressors. They're really not that threatening, especially when you've got two chain guns and a tank cannon focused on them, so you should be relatively fine here. Sometimes your Spartans will hint if there's other Prometheans in the area, even if you can't see them. They'll just sort of tell you, hey, we should check around, look and see if there's others scattered about. But for the most part, it's pretty simple. Just like I said, try not to get yourself in a bottleneck situation. Here we go. Gotta be careful there. He almost got me. Like I said, they can hijack the tank pretty easily. And if you're hearing a siren in the background, by the way, that's a fire truck going by. I live in an area where fire trucks and ambulances pass by fairly frequently. It's annoying, but at the same time, it's nice to know I can get to the hospital quickly, if need be. So, again, we're just trying to play it safe here. You don't want to rush anything too much. If you're feeling really ballsy, get out of the tank, let your AI drive it, grab one of those turrets, or heck, we still have the sniper rifle from the beginning. You can always use that too. Personally, like I said, for walkthrough sake, the tank is the better and more consistent route. So we still got this guy here. Man, there we go. Alright, so what you heard right there was, I'm not seeing any threats, but they still could be out there. That means that they probably are. And then you need to go looking for them. But we're almost there. What else we got? Being very cautious. I'm pretty sure we've mopped up everything already. The knights are the ones that are the toughest to kill, only because they have the most armor, but really, when you're in a tank and you've got distance helping you out, it's not that big of an issue. So that looks like it was all the enemies. I'm going to go ahead and approach the gate. That looks like everything. Guys, thank you so much for your support. If you like this video, please like it. Comment in the section below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any other ways that you prefer to take this mission. I'd love it if you subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. And as always, I'm the Tyrant, signing off.